All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of Face of the Community. Today we have Paul Hickey from Performance Roofing, who I've known Paul for quite some time, and he's one of my go to roofing experts in the Central Florida area. So, Paul, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, hi everybody. My name again is Paul Hickey. Thanks Tim for having me. So I do residential roofing, and what that looks like is anything in the residential space as far as a repair on a simple leak, up to a roof replacement, and dealing with insurance if that warrants the case as well. I can help out and assist in any of those avenues.
So, obviously you're in your car right now.
I'm in my truck. Yes, sir.
I'm assuming that's because you just got off a roof and you're looking at stuff. So, how does a typical day for you go when you're looking at roofs?
Typical day is I have a lot of appointments scheduled out in certain parts of town on a typical day. I'll go out and evaluate the issue, whether it's a leak, whether it's some storm damage, get up on the roof, take a look inside at a stain, get up on the roof, grab some measurements, pictures, and then just discuss with the customer what the steps forward will be. If a repair is all that's needed, then so be it. We'll work towards that, and then if there's something bigger as far as wind damage, hail damage, or just overall the life of the roof is over, then we'll work towards getting a proposal together for that customer for a replacement.
All right, awesome. Now, what is probably the biggest question you get from consumers that most people don't understand when it comes to your job and getting a new roof?
Biggest question. I get a lot is can we go through insurance so I don't come out of pocket? That I get that a lot. Is there storm damage? Can we go that direction? You know what? The other question I get almost all the time is, how much money is a metal roof? How much more would that cost me? I said that's my number one question.
And actually, speaking of that, what's better between a Spanish tile roof, architectural shingle, or a melt roof?
Okay. A little bit is just on style and what's going on around it. I mean, you're in the real estate space, right? So, you're not trying to overbuy and get yourself a top-notch tile or metal roof in a community where everyone has the same style house and same color shingle, right? So, but the difference between all three of them is just is quality overall. I mean, your typical shingle roof is going to last you in Florida 18 to 20 years. Now, the insurance is going to try to get at you about 15 with the shingle roof. So that's kind of where that is, and that's what most 95% of people go with. If you get a tile roof or a metal roof, those systems can last 40, 50 years if they're done correctly. And like anything else, you're going to pay up front for that. It's just a more expensive system to install material and labor, and so you're going to pay up front for it. But it's going to last on the back end, of course.
So lasts longer, but you pay up front.
Yeah.
So with insurance, like, you handle a lot of different people that are going through insurance and do insurance claims too, don't you?
Correct. Yes, sir.
So with that process, like, do you meet the adjuster? I mean, what do you do to help support the person looking for a new roof if they're going through insurance?
Yeah. So what I would typically do is, so if you called me, Tim, you said, "Hey, I got this roof. The possibility that there's some storm damage." I would go out, get up on the roof, take a look, and look for specific damage. And by specific damage, I'm talking about wind damage that has actually damaged a shingle, or hail damage. And by hail damage, I mean actually a piece of hail has actually punctured your shingle and caused some damage. And so I'll look for that. And if I actually do see it, and I'll pull a storm report and confirm that there was a storm at that address on that date. And then, yes, advise you to call in a claim. And so when you call in a claim, yes, the insurance will send out their own adjuster. And yeah, I suggest that you schedule me to be out there as well. And then I can get a report with the adjuster. And just show him the damage that I see, not getting his way or by any means, but just confer with him and have a rapport and build that relationship and see if we can get that approved for you if it's warranted, of course.
Okay. So this always is fascinating me. So you can tell the difference with hail damage and like something else?
Yeah. So I mean, you know, as an asphalt shingle ages, there's just things that happen. It's made of asphalt, so they have these little sun blisters that kind of pop sometimes. Sometimes they have other kind of anomalies that happen, and so it can look like hail to just your standard homeowner. Somebody just doesn't know about that kind of thing. It can look like that, but yeah, the hail is a very distinct marking. Very distinct marking. And then you also look around the rest of the property and you can see hail that's hit, you know, cars and window screens and, you know, other various things.
Well, yeah. I'm sure it was at least obvious to know that there was hail a few weeks ago in Casselberry, or about a month, I think, from now, back in April.
Yeah, back in April, there was some over in Winter Park and Casselberry, and there's been a bunch of roofs that I've been on that have been, I mean, significantly damaged. Yeah.
So before we finish right now, is there anything that you would like the consumer to know when it comes to getting on a new roof?
Well, you know, it's all about the way it's installed. So you've got to find a company. I mean, a company that's been around, that installs roofs all the time, maybe not steer towards some of these fly-by-nighters that are knocking on your door. Because it's not necessarily the shingle that you buy, right? Or the tile or the metal that you buy, but it's the way it's installed that's going to get you a roof that's going to last as long as it was designed to last, right? So it's the way it's installed. So that's one thing I like to pass on. Make sure you find a quality, whether even if it's not us, find somebody that's been around for a while that's been installing roofs that can get you a good quality roof.
Yeah, definitely make it less of a stressful process on the consumer.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Well, thank you, Paul, for your time today. Really appreciate it. Paul with Performance Roofing. So
thanks a lot, Tim. I appreciate you having me on.
Not a problem. And I hope you guys enjoyed episode 3. Look forward to seeing you for episode 4.